Picture this, you dial 911, and before you can say a single word, the call drops. A few minutes later, someone knocks on your door anyway. No address spoken, no name given, and help still arrives. So how does the system on the other end already know where you are? My name is Alex, and this is Unseen Systems. The honest answer is that, for most of its history, it did not. And the way it learned to is stranger than you would guess. Let's trace one 911 call from your pocket to the dispatcher's screen. Start with the scale. Americans place around 240 million calls to 911 every year, and today, in most places, 80% or more come from a mobile phone. Now here is the strange part. Your phone number does not carry your address, and a mobile call can come from anywhere. One quick note before we go, this is the US system, and the exact numbers shift from carrier to carrier. The rule underneath is what stays put. So follow the call. The moment you dial, your phone reaches for the nearest cell tower, the base station with the strongest signal. That radio link is the first hop, and already it hides a problem we will come back to. The nearest tower is not always the one closest to where you actually stand. From the tower, the call rides into your carrier's core network, the same machinery that carries an ordinary phone call, and from there, it is handed into the dedicated 911 system. And this is where the first real work happens. The 911 network has to choose which call center should answer, one of nearly 6,000 across the country, each responsible for its own patch of ground. A landline made this easy, one wire, one fixed address looked up in a database. A mobile call has none of that, so the routing function has to decide live which center owns the exact spot you are standing on and send the call there. When the call center picks up, two things are already on the screen. Your callback number, they call it Arnie, and your location record, Ali, both load as the call connects before anyone says hello, which points at something worth holding on to. Finding a 911 caller is really two separate jobs, routing the call to the right center and locating you inside it. Take that second job, actually pinning you on a map. There are two ways to do it, and they are very different. The older way leans entirely on the tower. The network knows which tower took your call and which of its sectors, because a tower usually covers three, about 120 degrees each. Add timing, how long the radio signal takes to travel, and you get a rough distance, a ring around the tower. Sector plus ring narrows you down to a course area, somewhere between 50 and 300 meters. That is a city block. It is not a doorway, and it certainly is not a floor. The modern way flips the whole idea around. Instead of the network guessing from the outside, your phone works out its own position from the inside and then reports it in. And it has a lot to work with. The handset fuses GPS ranging from satellites, the known locations of nearby Wi-Fi and Bluetooth points, and a tiny barometer that reads air pressure to estimate your altitude. Apple calls its version HELO. On Android, it is the emergency location service. The phone computes the fix itself and sends it straight to the 911 system, good to a few meters, and indoors, good enough to guess your floor. That vertical accuracy is a real requirement now. The FCC asks for about 3 meters. So the phone does the finding, and the tower estimate becomes just the backup, which is a quiet reversal. 911 got better at locating you not by building a smarter network, but by trusting the tower less and your handset more. Here is how Google describes its side of that handoff.
Location is computed locally on the device and sent directly from the Android device to a partner endpoint.
Now sit where the call taker sits. The console is not really a phone, it is a map. When your call connects, your callback number is already sitting in a field on that screen before a word is exchanged. Then the location arrives, and watch how it arrives. First comes the course estimate, the one the network worked out from the tower, a wide circle on the map. A second or two later, the device-based fix lands, and the pin snaps tight. From a circle you could hide a neighborhood in, down to a point. The location does not arrive once. It updates, refining itself over the first seconds of the call. And the thing everyone is chasing has a name, a dispatchable location, not just a dot on a map, but an address, a street, and in a tall building, the floor. The difference between sending help to the lobby and sending it to the right door. Which raises the real question, why doesn't the network simply know where you are to begin with? The answer is history. Enhanced 911 was built in the 1970s for landlines, and a landline is one wire running to one build address. The system never needed to find you, it just looked you up. Cell phones shattered that assumption, and the fix, it turned out, was not a cleverer network. The industry even tried building a giant database of Wi-Fi points to pin down indoor addresses and quietly abandoned it in 2020. What actually worked was moving the answer into your pocket, letting the phone that already knows where it is simply say so. But tie the routing to the tower, and you inherit the tower's blind spot. Picture a call placed right beside a county line. The strongest signal might come from a tower on the far side of that line, in the next county entirely. Radio does not care about borders on a map. Legacy routing follows that tower, so the call lands at the wrong county's call center. By one estimate from the 911 Association, this happens to around 23 million calls a year. The wrong center then has to transfer you to the right one, and that handoff costs, on average, another 40 seconds. And sometimes the wrong map is the whole tragedy. In 2014, in Georgia, a woman named Shanelle Anderson called 911 as her car slid into a pond. She was about 100 yards inside one county, but her call was answered in the next, and the dispatcher's map stopped at the county line, so the address she gave simply was not on the screen. As reported by Atlanta's 11 Alive, it took rescuers 19 minutes to find her. It is the kind of case that rewrote the rules. Because the answer to a routing problem was, again, to stop trusting the tower. Newer location-based routing sends the call by the caller's own position, checked against the real map boundaries of every center, and the FCC ordered it nationwide in 2024. The map no longer stops at the county line. So here is the part most explanations skip right over. The interesting thing about 911 finding you is not that it can. It is that the whole system got good at it by trusting the tower less and your phone more, because it was never built to know where you are. It was built, back in the landline days, to look you up from a fixed wire. And when that wire disappeared into your pocket, your phone quietly took over the job of answering the one question the network could no longer answer on its own. So fold the whole trace down to one line. Your phone does not send 911 an address. It hands the system enough clues, satellites, Wi-Fi, a whiff of air pressure to compute one, and the network has learned to defer to it. Next time your phone shows you an emergency SOS or location prompt, take 10 seconds to notice it is switched on, because that quiet setting is the very thing doing all of this work. This was Unseen Systems. Stay curious about the quiet settings working for you, systems fans, and I'll catch you at the next one.